Alright, so today we are talking about the allegory of the caves. Sometimes it's known as the allegory of all allegories. It is not the rosiest take on reality of human existence. You might even call it downright bleak. It envisions the world as a dark cave, human beings as confined prisoners, and all of our experiences as nothing but shadows on the wall. A quote I took from the allegory was, "See human beings as though they were in an underground cave-like dwelling," instructs Socrates, with its entrance along one open to the light across the width of the cave. Now think about that. It's kind of depressing, isn't it? Alright, our group picked number 2. Number 2 states, think of a time when you found yourself enlightened and brought as it were from darkness to light. Write about the experience in light of Plato's allegory. Consider the nature of your return to the previously unenlightened landscape that you left behind. Now my partner Cris is going to speak about a time when he found himself enlightened by a natural occurrence.
A time when I was enlightened was when I almost lost my mother in a car accident. It was during the day, at around 3 o'clock, when I was coming out of school. I was in the 3rd grade at the time when one of my cousins came and picked me up. I walked with him to 46th and 4th Avenue when I saw 2 cars had gotten into a major accident. I then came to realize it was my mother's minivan. I ran and saw that the rear of the ambulance had 2 people on stretchers. One my mom and my sister on the side. I began to tear up and asked my cousin what had happened. I then saw the paramedics close the doors and started to leave. My cousin took me to his house that day and fed me. In this event, I had come to realize what my mother really meant for me. I couldn't bear the thought of my mother leaving me. And so, since then, I had come to appreciate what my mother does for me and for my little sister. Another time when I was enlightened was when I changed my middle school. I was in a public school all the way until I was in the 6th grade. I used to go to a school named PS13. I transferred to a school in Brooklyn named OLPH, or Our Lady of Perpetual Hope, which was a Catholic private elementary school. In my mind, before going to OLPH, I thought that every single Catholic private school was like entering the army, with strict teachers and a sinister principal. Upon entering OLPH, my whole perspective on what a Catholic private school was completely changed. I was astounded to find out how nice and welcoming the children were. Teachers weren't as bad. One of my teachers have become one of my best friends. Furthermore, this enlightened me and made me realize that what people tell you or put into your mind is not always what it is. We also shouldn't let them tell us or dictate us what we should believe in and what we should do. Furthermore, my experience in OLPH shaped the person I am today. OLPH was like a family, a second family in which if one person was down, there was always another person to help you. One was never looked upon as a stranger, but always welcomed, which is what I really appreciate and what also enlightened me in my experience in OLPH.
Well, Cris, I'm sorry to hear that about your mother. I honestly don't know how I would have reacted in that situation, being as that my mother is everything to me. Now, a time I found myself enlightened was me growing up. Because when you're young, you think that everything is roses. But in reality, when you grow up, you come to realize that you have to work hard for everything you want and everything you need. Now, I still remember being a kid was pretty fun because you had basically no responsibilities. All you had to do was get some homework done when you were in 2nd grade and maybe do some chores around the house. Now you have to get a lot of work done. You might even have a second job. You have to have extracurricular activities. You have to even start thinking about college and what you want to do when you get older. Now life's gonna change no matter what, and it's gonna you're either gonna go along with the ride or you're not. Now, as for the allegory of the cave, personally I thought it was a really good read. And if you really want to feel enlightened, you want to read something not too long, not too short, and you want to feel enlightened. Check this out. It's really good. It really makes you think things over and put them into perspective. And Socrates really did a good job of that. I think that was his aim in the book. Until next time, we will see everyone later. Thank you for listening to our podcast.